Turn to our prayer books, page 12.
Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor. Welcome back.
Thank you.
It is a holiday weekend, so we want to be excited about some extra time away from work and potentially time with family and friends and maybe even a sale or two. But if you are feeling what I'm feeling, then you may also be exhausted and rattled by this week's news. From murder laced with anti-Semitism to leaders behaving badly, I am incredibly grateful for the gift to be with my sacred community this Shabbat. Despite the whirlwind outside this sanctuary, we have chosen to be here tonight, to lean into our Judaism and lean on one another. We will kindle light and dispel some of the oppressive darkness in our world. We will make music and raise our spirits above the chaos and din. We will stand together, a simple yet powerful act of resistance against the forces who wish us harm. Thank you all for joining Cantor and Goldstein and myself in purposeful prayer this evening as we welcome in this much-needed day of rest and reflection. To help us usher in Shabbat, it is my pleasure to invite up to the bima Larry, Lisa, and Olivia so we can kindle those Sabbath lights. Page 2 in your prayer book, as our guests will offer up a poem by Gene Meltzer. Page 2 for the blessing.
I am not afraid to stand as a Jew, to tell you my story in Hebrew and heartbreak.
I learned how to walk on the banks of a river. A bassinet in my hands, bending down, I push it into the water.
You would think I would tremble when I waded through reeds and raised my voice to a pharaoh. Instead, I stood on my tiptoes so my voice would be louder.
When they ask me to explain, I answer, Hineni, here I am, not broken, not small, but Jewish and standing, still here.
I hope we're going to light the candles. We can each take one.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, Tivanu, Lahadlikner, Shel Shabbat.
Amen. Page 19. 19 to channel God's strength. The last two lines in Hebrew.
Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai yivarech et amo. Vashalom. Adonai yivarech et amo. Vashalom. Vashalom. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai oz le'amoite. Adonai yivarech et amo. Adonai yivarech et amo.
Turn the page for Lecha Dodi, verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Yalalalai lachadodi. Yalalalai likakala. Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikamla. Yalalalai lachadodi. Yalalalai likakala. Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikamela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad. Hishmianu el hamuchad. Adonai echad u'shmo echad. L'shem u'tiferet ve'litila. Yadadai, yalalalai lachadodi. Yalalalai likakala. Yalalalai b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nikamela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha. Ki mikor abiracha. Merosh mikerem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Yalalai, yalalalai lachadodi. Yalalai
are able as we turn to face the entrance and greet our beloved Shabbat.
Boi v'shalom, ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha uv'sohola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala, yai lai lai, yala la la lai lecharori, yala la la lai likrat kala, yala la la lai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nekamla, yala la la lai lecharori. Shabbat nekamela.
Page 22, that indented paragraph at the bottom of the Hebrew.
Tzadikat amar yifrach ke'eretz ba'levanon yizkeh shetuli beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenu miseva deshenim v'ra'ananim ihu lehahi ki yashar Adonai zuri velo avlata bo.
Invite you to turn to your neighbors, greet each other. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to everyone on YouTube. We're so glad you're with us. Page 26.
Yitzkata v'yitkarash Shemei Rabba Be'amad yifrach erutev yamlich malchuteh Becha yechon u'v'yamechon u'v'chayetecho beit Yisrael Bagala u'v'zman karim v'meru Amen Yehei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'amei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'pa'ar v'trumam v'yanaseh V'itadar, v'itale, v'itala. Shmei Kedusha, Richu, Le'ela min kol birchata, B'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Ta'amira me'alma, V'imeru, Amen. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Yai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai.
A reading from Sidor Sha'ar Zahav, a congregation in San Francisco. Creator, I have been in such dark places, a flashlight was useless. I have felt fear, no words could comfort me. I seemed lost, and yet, through your compassion and loving kindness, I am here now. Blessed are you, the guardian of all, who creates day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness away from light, and who carries me to a safe place.
Baruch atah Adonai Ham'ari v'aravi.
Amen.
We turn to our daf, our handout, for a new type of melody for Ahavat Olam, translating to everlasting love. Not a love just in this moment or of the past, but one that expands across all the generations. This melody comes from an interpretive poem by Rabbi Rami Shapiro and gives us a new way to embrace this love that we have been given in our relationship with the divine. The refrain is in the bold in the text at the top of page 1. Goes low like this. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. That's all there is. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. Beautiful. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that need us, even when we are too proud for meeting. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love and unending love. We are loved, Christ touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, an unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, an unending love. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo, Yisrael b'ahava.
Amen. We rise in body or spirit for Shema, page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם. בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים אלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Please join me in English on the top of 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? turn to page 1 of our daf, our handout once again in the middle of the page. Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love, shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom. Shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love, shelter us in place, shelter us in peace, shelter us in love, shelter us in love. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom, Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu l'shalom.
We return to our prayer books, page 44 at the top.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam.
We continue on the even pages as we invite you to rise in body or spirit when you are ready and ready, totally ready to pray. Back there.
We are loved, loved, loved by an unending love, an unending love. We are loved, loved, loved by unending love, an unending love.
tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atavrav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Kivurot, Umito Melach, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman Atal V'chayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated, and I'm going to ask for Cantor's forgiveness because we're going to go a little off script because I'm in need of some gratitude tonight. So if there are any blessings that we want to share with our sacred community this evening, this Shabbat, I want to hear it because I need to be thankful. Alana. A good result on the test. On the memory test? Medical test. We always want good results on the medical test. All right, JJ. Congratulations on a successful first week at your internship. 21 years. Sevens are, well, no, that's a 7 times 3, right? Sevens are a really important, big deal in Jewish tradition. And you could be anywhere right now, and you're here. I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so grateful. So let's have a moment of gratitude.
And our words that we use.
Don't worry, we're coming back around.
Are the words that we use, 4 words. Ve'al zeh anu nodeh. For all of this, we are grateful. Ve'al zeh anu nodeh. Ve'al zeh anu nodeh. Ve'al zeh anu nodeh. Ve'al zeh anu nodeh.
Sharice, I saw that. Oh, thank God, thank God. May you only know health and happiness and success and fulfillment from your continued employment. All right. Lori, I saw your hand. Ooh, we can have a drumming circle in our future. All right. Sherry, what is it? What is it? I've been dying to know. Yeah, I thought it was that. Oh, Mazel tov. You said yes, right? Okay, good. Just checking.
We'll get into that one later.
Okay. All right. But mazel tov, and engagement is always a great cause for gratitude. Any other moments of gratitude, expressions of gratitude? Wonderful. All schlubs in your family, graduating college and soon to be law school, mazel tov. I saw another hand. Yes. Oh, a family of 3. May you continue to be healthy and well. We're so glad to see you. All right, let's sing some gratitude, everybody.
Oh, did we have one more hand? I think.
Oh.
If we want to make sure.
Go for it, Art. Graduation from high school. Where are we going next? I'm sorry, how many years? 59? But it looks like you're only old enough to be married 20 years. I don't understand. Oh, my goodness. 59. Well, you're putting all of us to shame. All right. So much joy and gratitude. Oh, come on, Marlene. Oh, 60 years. All right. Now that row can have a competition. Fantastic. Wonderful. Thank you. I needed this.
Absolutely.
Ve'al anu nodeh. Ve'al anu nodeh. Ve'al anu nodeh. Ve'al Thank you, Canner. Thank you so much. We're going to channel that attitude of gratitude as we move into the prayer for our country. Who do we need to lift up this prayer tonight? Bottom of page 1 of your daf, please read with me. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation, our community, and all of those who reside within it merit your protection and love. May our homes, our places of worship, our schools, our places of work be safe havens for growth of our minds, bodies, and souls. God of the scared, vulnerable, and compassionate, Holy One of the hopefuls, the pessimists, the optimists, merciful One of us all, infuse us with the strength to be righteous, tzedek, justice-seeking members of our community and nation. Bless our community and nation with safety and peace. And it just so happens that America's Memorial Day coincides this year with Yom Yerushalayim, the Jewish people's celebration of the reunification of the city of Jerusalem after the Six-Day War in 1967. While we have been grateful to have fuller access to our holy sites in Jerusalem over the last 58 years, much blood, sweat, and tears have been shed since then. For this reason, I dedicate tonight's prayer for peace to Jerusalem. May Yerushalayim truly be an Ir Shalem, a city of wholeness and health, of peace and prosperity, of safety and security for all her inhabitants. We echo the psalmist who sang, Sha'alu Shlom Yerushalayim, Yishlayu Ohavayich. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you thrive. We continue with the words of Shalom Rav, our prayer for abundant peace, on page 60 in your Siddur. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, O Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon, Lecho Hashem. our prayers for peace ringing in the air, we take a few moments to offer up our own silent prayers. You're welcome to find inspiration in our prayer book or to offer up your own hopes and dreams this Erev Shabbat. And we'll come back together in just a moment on page 2 of your daf. Continue to count the Omer, that period of 7 weeks between Pesach and Shavuot. And Shavuot is just around the corner, and so we are getting close to those full 7 weeks, but we're not quite there yet. And so we count together on page 2 of your daf.
שהם 5 שבועות ו6 ימים לעומר.
we turn to page 253, skipping ahead in our prayer book. 253 in the middle of the page for our prayer for healing as we lift our eyes up to the screen. In just a moment, the names of members of our community or loved ones of members of our community will appear. Those in need of healing. Healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the heart, and healing of the soul. And we might all imagine ourselves on that list tonight. But if there are specific names you'd like to lift up, I invite you to do so now. And for all those we hold in our hearts, we sing together in the middle of the page.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha la'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
One last time in this year's reading cycle, we chant from a double portion of Leviticus this week. But we have left behind the gory details of the sacrificial cult as we conclude this third book of Torah. Parshat Behar Bechukotai begins with a return to an important place for the Jewish people. Adonai spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. Ours is not the only religion that has looked up to a mountain for guidance. The ancient Greeks had Mount Olympus. Hindus have Mount Kailash and Mount Meru and Himavat. In Chinese Taoism, there is Shanshen and Yamanokami in the Japanese Shinto tradition. Not only did the children of Israel receive Torah at Mount Sinai, but also our holiest site is Mount Zion, which came to represent the city of Jerusalem and subsequently all the land of Israel. Our meaningful mountains have been an inspiration for the names of synagogues, such as my home congregation and Lori's home congregation of Har Sinai, or any number of shuls called Har Zion. And to this day, when we feel lost or scared or uncertain, we quote the psalmist who said, Esa einai el heharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? For mountains remind us of God's majesty, and by lifting our eyes to its peaks, we can feel our spirits lift too. Following the devastating news of the last 48 hours, I feel lost and scared and uncertain, and I know that I am not alone. With the senseless murder of Yaron Lishensky and Sarah Milgram, in our nation's capital, I am shaken. The only supposed crime of these young people was their career, or even more terrifying, their assumed religious identity. If Sarah and Yaron weren't safe in the land of the free, then many of us are asking if we can be safe anywhere. I turn my eyes to the mountains and wonder, from where will our help come? But the mountain isn't always a comforting image in Jewish tradition. When we first stood at the foot of Mount Sinai, an entire book before this week's parasha, we were terrified. Mount Sinai was enveloped in a thick cloud, covered in smoke from God's fire, replete with thunder and lightning. God warned that anyone who touched the mountain would be put to death. Both the mountain and the people trembled. Then we have midrashim about how the children of Israel came to obtain the gift of Torah. In one such rabbinic story, God held Mount Sinai over our heads, demanding us to accept God's covenant, or the mountain would come crashing down upon us. According to this version of events, the mountain becomes a burden that we have no choice but to accept. But this week's Torah portion assures us that we always have a choice, from how we understand the mountains in our lives to the ways in which we behave in the world. God instructs Moses to share with the children of Israel the conditions of our covenantal relationship. If you follow my laws and faithfully observe my commandments, then you shall eat your fill of bread and dwell securely in your land. I will grant peace in the land, and you shall lie down untroubled by anyone. I will give the land respite from vicious beasts, and no sword shall cross your land. Your army shall give chase to your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. In other words, if we don't live by the Torah, then we don't get to live in the promised land in safety and security. If we ignore the lessons of Mount Sinai, then we will be distant from Mount Zion. And the lessons in this week's Torah portion center around justice, from ethical business dealings to caring for the resident alien dwelling among us. We are forbidden from making idols for ourselves, whether that be a carved image or the glorification of power, money, or our own self-importance. The vows we make, the Torah tells us, the commitments we verbalize, have consequences. So I am wrestling with another piece of news from this tumultuous week. In a press conference Wednesday afternoon, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu outlined the IDF's latest operations in Gaza and reaffirmed Israel's war objectives. He said to the world, "I am prepared to end the war according to clear conditions. Hamas lays down its weapons, steps down from power, returns all the hostages, Gaza is demilitarized, and we implement the Trump plan to relocate residents of Gaza." I do not know how to assimilate this week's commandment not to wrong one another and care for the stranger in our midst with forced population transfer and ethnic cleansing. What Prime Minister Netanyahu wants to do is inconsistent with international law and with my understanding of Jewish law. And if that is how lightly our elected leaders treat human life and the rule of law, then I cannot be surprised when individuals like Elias Rodriguez do the same. When facing the murder of Yaron Lishensky and Sarah Milgram, we have a choice in how we respond. Do we sense a mountain looming over our heads, forcing us into a dark corner that invites fear of the other and a desire to retaliate? Do we see the mountain as a symbol of strength, encouraging us to stand rooted and upright in the face of evil? Do we experience the mountain as a source of instruction and inspiration, guiding us towards righteous action? Justice is hard work, as the many verses of our Torah on the subject show us. Justice requires commitment and perseverance and intentional relationship building, And that is a very tall mountain to climb indeed. So let me conclude with some good news from the past 2 weeks, from where I derive help and comfort and strength. After the close of last Shabbat, Nova survivor Yuval Raphael finished in second place in the Eurovision Song Contest in Basel, Switzerland, which, by the way, was the first city to host the World Zionist Congress. Raphael's song, New Day Will Rise, defied the odds, reaching near the very top of the chart as a result of the viewers' votes that came in from around the globe. If you haven't watched the music video yet, I highly recommend it as a testament to Jewish resilience. 2 Tuesdays ago, the Windsor Heights Town Area Ministerium, lovingly known as WHAM, gathered for our monthly meeting at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church. After lunch, we went into the sanctuary where a peace pole lay by the altar. This item was inspired by the peace poles used in Berlin in the 1980s that helped bring down the Berlin Wall. I was incredibly moved when I placed my hand on the hand-painted pole with inspirational quotes inscribed upon it, along with my interfaith colleagues, while a prayer for peace was read aloud. You too can visit our local peace pole at the house next door, next to Prince of Peace Lutheran Church, where it is being installed in the backyard, which is open to the public. This Wednesday, Bethlehem hosted the religious leaders of West Windsor. Yes, there is some overlap between those two groups, but it's not identical. This group of interfaith leaders in our town convenes every month throughout the school year to work together for the betterment of our community. We strive to solve problems and engage in difficult conversations as an act of mutual support. And when the news from D.C. reached our neighbors on Thursday morning, I quickly had an email in my inbox from Reverend Jan Willem van der Werf, who leads Dutch Neck Presbyterian Church just down the road. He wanted to share that our community is in his prayers after the horrendous killing, and it was a blessing for him to be at Bethlehem the day before for a fruitful discussion. Then on Thursday afternoon, I joined Rabbi Kaufman for a conversion ceremony at the mikveh, or ritual bath at Shirami across the river. I asked our congregant if he had any concerns or doubts about his decision to become Jewish, especially in light of the news of that morning. Without hesitation, he said no. He understood that we need to be vigilant, but he is ready and proud to formalize his Jewish identity and raise his children as Jews. These stories reflect just a few of the many choices we can make at this turbulent and troubling time. To love God and our neighbor, to show pride in our faith tradition, and to hold ourselves accountable as we labor for justice, upholding God's expectations for us and our expectations for all human beings. Today, there is no mountain on earth that is insurmountable. With the right tools and training, we can reach the top, one step at a time, especially if we take care to lift each other up. As the book of Leviticus concludes, these are the commandments that Adonai gave Moses for the Israelite people on Mount Sinai. So together we say, Chazak, Chazak, V'nit Chazek. May we be strong and strengthen one another.
Words at the bottom of page 2 of your daf. So we all look up to the mountain together.
Jane and JJ, would you like to open the ark? All right, come on up. We return to our prayer books. Page 282 at the top as I invite you to rise in body or spirit. They've been voluntold. It's been great. Page 282 at the top.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'teit gedula liotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'al, u'shchinat uzo b'govhei meromim, hu Eloheinu einod, va'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu. 287. V'nemar, v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yihye Adonai echad. U'shemo echad.
You may be seated as we prepare for Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. On this Shabbat of Memorial Day weekend, we remember our veterans, both those who died in service to their country as well as those who are still with us. We remember all the casualties of war, whose deaths remind us of the painful price of freedom. And we remember that memory is a powerful tool to honor the past and pave the way for a brighter future. As we prepare to recite Mourner's Kaddish, I offer up this poem by liturgist and rabbinical student Alden Solovey. When the last soldier passes on, when armies are disbanded and militias discharged, when weapons are abandoned and armor discarded, your mission will, at last, be over. For you know the soldier's secret. Yours was not a mission of war nor a mission of ruin. Yours was not a mission of destruction nor a mission of death. Your mission was safety, security, protection. Your mission was honor, loyalty, service. Your mission was to end violence, tyranny, despair. When the last soldier passes on, when the uniforms are retired and the final grave filled, we will remember all who served and sacrificed for our nation. Until then, God of old, watch over our soldiers and our veterans. Renew their courage, rebuild their strength, heal their wounds, bind their hearts with your steadfast love. Remember them, bless them, sustain them, and give them peace. We recall several who died in recent weeks, 2 whose young lives were snuffed out far beyond their time, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgram, as well as 2 whose families are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning, Stephen Becker, son of Ruth Becker, Rudy Valentine, father of Dan Valentine, and we continue to remember Burton Becker, former father-in-law of Cindy Becker. And we remember the following yard sites, the anniversary of the passing of these loved ones, and I invite you to rise when I call your loved one's name. Matthew Appel, Julius Beck, Daniel Blumberg, Zerna Cohen, Barton Cohen, Pauline Deichman, Ruth Feistman, Benjamin Goldberg, Anna Greenberg, Frederick Hochberg, Ada Kaminsky, William Kane, Esther Carlin, Helen Cronenfeld, Raymond Lubin, Zaharia Lupovici, Michael Schumann, Elizabeth Ann Schur, May Shapiro, Thomas Smith, and Cynthia Stein. And now we rise as one community in body or spirit to recite the hallowed words on page 294. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah B'alma divrach Hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uchaye dechol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabba mivarach lit alam ulalmei almaya. Yit barach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal. Shemei kudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chaim alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom alenu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memory always be a blessing. You may be seated as we have a few announcements. Yes. Here, you can come on up, Judith. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. So 3 families went to Europe and changed the crosses that had been on their ancestors. There was a ceremony to change the crosses to Jewish stars on the headstones. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so if you want to learn more, talk to Ronnie at Oneg. I had not heard this story today.
It has been wonderful to be together this evening for our Shabbat service. We hope this opportunity to spiritually connect, learn, sing, and celebrate with your Beth Chaim community was meaningful to you. I'm Judith First, here tonight representing the Temple Board. After our closing benediction, please follow the clergy to the rear of the sanctuary for Kiddush and Motzi, followed by an Oneg Shabbat in the social hall. Due to the Memorial Day weekend, our building will be closed following Oneg through Monday. However, Torah study will still convene tomorrow morning at 8:45, just on Zoom, and BYOB, bring your own bagel. Then we look forward to seeing you again after the parades and picnics on Tuesday morning. Keep checking your Beth Chaim emails, our bulletin, and our website for information on all our programs and more. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. We conclude our service with the words at the bottom of page 2 of our daf of our handout. As we continue to look up to the mountains.
We've teased you long enough. Now you get the whole thing.
To the mountains ahead, there's no path, there's no guide, but I'm made with a spark of holiness. What I need is already inside. As I my help? Where's my hope? Divine protection wraps around, but her arms are also my own. Ooh. Ooh. We rise one last time as we have this opportunity to bless one another. May God bless us and protect us. May God's light shine upon us, and may God be gracious with us. May we never feel alone, that we have sacred community, friends, family, as well as that divine presence, and may we be blessed with that great gift of peace. Shabbat Shalom.